Good morning. Hey.
Hey, good morning.
What's going on, man? Hey. I see your you got your clubs back there. You got an important appointment here this morning?
No. No, I've got a little putting green here. I'm just practicing for my game this weekend. With Mitch McConnell.
Well, I guess none of us are retiring anytime soon now. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm definitely not. That's why I've got to meet with this guy. Yeah. It's a little
yeah.
too soon, I think. You making those kinds of jokes. Yeah, I mean, I got torn apart. I got torn apart out there, Dracula. I was so excited. I made a little bit of money. I just thought I'd always make money, and I learned the hard way. That's not how it works, man.
Yep, that's the beauty of it.
It's the
Is
beauty of it.
it's the beauty of it. You gotta have the wreck with the gains. You
Oh
know.
yeah. Life is about duality, right? It's about
That's
the
right.
it's not about winning all the time. It's also about losing all the time as well.
Well, it's like they
Um,
say that's the duality of man is we are so back, it's so over. So
yeah. This is a healthy dump. This is a healthy brutal assassination of my wallet. Thanks, Steve. It's good to know we're all in this together. I'm not the only one out here. It's not true though, because someone sold, so someone won, and I want to
yeah.
know who.
Who sold? Which one of you guys did it?
Yeah, which one of you sold millions and millions and millions? Was it the goat? Was he mad? Everyone bullying him?
Well, just do what we've done once or twice. Let's just
Let's
take a
do
look
it.
at that heat map. So
Ooh,
you're not alone. You're not alone. We're all.
God.
This is a equal opportunity heat map.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter what chain you're on. Um, hey, I guess if you were all tethered up, you're okay.
I mean, I'd rather be in
Um,
USD coin. It'd be up 0.01%.
so Bitcoin down to 0.15%. Let's go ahead. Here's where it gets fun. I like to make it alts only.
Mhm.
So
Who are these suspicious ones that are green? We got a couple there.
all right, I'll put a bet right now that whatever this is, I probably don't even. Okay, here we go. I was gonna say I probably don't even know what it is, and I don't.
BGB.
BG Bussy.
Big gay pussy. USD. It's brutal, dude, out here. Look at this.
Z Bussy. See, I don't know any of these.
There's a trend emerging, the new narrative, dude. Look, is that Lido down there? I know Lido. That's the little Lido thing, right? No, wait, that's
Yeah.
Lido. Well, then wait, what's the other one down here to the right?
What, the green down here?
Yeah,
Okay, so I guess that's Lido's stable.
okay,
That
okay.
can't be right.
$2.
Well, that can't be right. It's $2. Unless it
LDO.
just launched or something.
The point is, none of these are Fantom, dude. Where's Fantom Sonic
I
at the
got
very
Phantom right
bottom?
here.
13%, bro.
13%. But hey, if you were around last run,
Mhm.
you'd have a 20% day, whether it was red or green, all the time. It just happens.
That's true.
I'm looking for kind of like some of the other alt L1s.
Let's see where AVAX might
Yeah,
be
I was
at.
gonna look. I was mostly gonna look for AVAX. I don't know how it's not here on like the top of the heat map somewhere.
They send it all the way down to the bottom. Is it supposed to be like organized by market cap? Like,
That's what I thought. Yeah. So you would think AVAX is usually like top 10 or
banned.
so.
AVAX has been banned for
Yeah.
having such naughty meme coins sponsored by
Oh,
the
there it
foundation.
is. It was blend. It was camouflage.
6.85%.
I will say, Avalanche under $30 is it's a very that's a hurtful psychological area.
Dude, a Phantom under 50 cents, dog.
Well, I was gonna start with Bitcoin, but let's just go ahead and get to the. We'll just go ahead and look at Phantom here. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this last episode that breaking this resistance was worrisome to me because it was basically a free fall to 50.
Mhm.
Um, that looks like pretty much what happened. Now 50 cents is like a really strong psychological area for Phantom.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Um, 50 cents has been the battleground several times on whether we were finally getting out of like some bearish sentiment, moving into some bullish sentiment. I personally think we're bottoming out around here. Could be wrong.
Mother God, I hope so.
We might be in for some more pain. But the good news is like I said, this area was worrisome to me. But once we do get the 50, it's like I said, there was such a every time we got around 50 cents, it was just so much like, bears and bulls fighting. Once we do get around here, there's a lot more resistance and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I feel like this would probably make sense to be kind of like a bottom here. If you look at, this is where I will pull up the Bitcoin. That's the daily. This was the daily Fantom, but weekly Bitcoin, it's still just, it's not really that bad. I mean, we just had a twist here with the Ichi cloud on the weekly. That's usually ultimately a bullish thing. We needed to come back down to earth. Now we're kind of resting on, I believe this is just like a 21 moving average because it's weekly. Blue line here does tend to kind of be like a magnet, but it's slowly kind of moving up its position. So I don't know. I feel like we did need a little correction. Same thing with Ethereum, ultimately, where everything is. Green twist here. Like that to me is we're still like in a bullish, ultimately a bullish area. I think it was just that, we were just shooting in the space for a long time. We did need some kind of correction at this point. But the issue ultimately is just that alts are always volatile, but with Bitcoin kind of having the dominance it's had so far with this market heating up, I feel like the alts it's like kind of like a next level of volatility. Just in terms of like, and I mean, even just looking at like these last couple days, it's just like how sharp the twists are.
Yeah, I mean, we've been kind of underperforming comparatively to Bitcoin, right? Not just Fantom, but alts in general. So the volatility hurts even more, doesn't it? Because it's not like you're getting the highs that you would be expecting. So a lot of people, I think, revising their price targets significantly lower really is the way to go, right? I was chatting about this with someone with my Fantom along I was so happy about. And $3 is probably a little on the outside, isn't it? At this point, it feels like insane to have that be the previous all-time high as your price target.
Well, I think that, yeah, working off of your all-time high, it can be, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the thing that I think about is if you're looking at like the last runs, we still have not hit that area yet where the halving takes place. Like the halving, not that it takes place, but the pricing effects of the halving take months until after the actual halving.
Yeah.
And so far, if you're looking at like the last like 2 other runs, that is kind of like the shift to when things get really parabolic. And we haven't hit that area yet. Now, the game is different now. We have ETFs, institutions have different kinds of, skin in the game now. We're seeing Bitcoin kind of like following the stock market sort of more than ever. So there's no guarantee that we do it once again.
Yeah.
But if history is to tell us anything, is that, we still haven't seen that like price correction from the miners getting their rewards slashed and all that stuff yet.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, that usually, once we finally get there, Bitcoin probably runs to like a new all-time high. And then finally, Ethereum and the alts can rip for a while.
Yeah. I mean, the classic expression, let's sell in May and then go away or whatever. Summer's generally a tough time for markets in general,
Yeah.
or specifically crypto markets. A lot of people on vacation, all the rich money managers out on vacation, they're not really paying attention to this stuff.
And they're having to
Um,
cash out for their vacations.
that's exactly right. Having to cash out to pay for their yacht. It's expensive. The chefs, the captain, believe me. But no, I think you're right. I think 5 months, I think, is generally what they give it, right? Is what
Yeah,
I've
about
heard.
5-6 months, something like that. Yeah.
So maybe it'll be in time for a good Christmas. Who knows? A good winter season, or fall. Um, I've talked to like a couple people about this from various projects. Um, DeFi builders, so obviously they're a little biased, but they're saying like, the interest is still there from money, specifically for like DeFi stuff. Um, but it is kind of just like a lull moment in the market.
Yeah, and really, I think that maybe in a way we were a little spoiled because if you look around here, this was kind of around when the halving was, and
Mhm,
traditionally, just also looking at like the last couple halvings, this part still kind of played true where we have an entire market run up months leading up to the halving. The halving happens. Everybody looks around and goes, "Wait, there's like nothing going on. Like what's happening?" And then we always dump, you know,
mhm.
the market always dumps when everybody's going, "Why is it dumping? The halving, um, but it's always the
Yeah,
same." And I think in this case, we kind of just had a bit of a prolonged, we had like some crabbing, we worked our way back up. Now we're in a dump.
yeah.
Um, so, you know, I'd
It's
have to pull up the charts, but I want to say that it was something like the post having dump was usually something like 40 to 60%. Um, so in actuality, we're probably,
got a long way to go.
this is kind of, well, we either have a long way to go or on the upside, maybe this was a dump for ants and
Mhm.
everybody's, staying in longer than they usually do.
Right on. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think, it's not so bad, because it reminds me of the first time I ever got shook out of crypto. First and only time I ever been shook out of crypto was because it was, the halving was coming up, and I thought it was so brilliant because I knew about the halving. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make so much money." And then the dump right after, so I sold out, completely left. And it was on all-time highs, a few months later. So, hopefully that replays again, but this time I'm in, but we'll see.
Yeah, and people have different opinions. Like there are people that say, once we do get through this, having pricing area, um, the all-time high Bitcoin's gonna make is gonna be crazy, and you're gonna see new all-time highs for everything. Um, I'm not totally sold on that yet, but I think Phantom over $1 is, I mean, that's just a given. Um,
Mhm.
Phantom maybe even close to $2 is, I think, very feasible. And who knows? Maybe we have a market that rips even the last bull market, and you just never know. But that would be the main thing I would say. Don't get shaken out. Don't let them take your tokens. They're trying to take your coins.
Mm,
Right now, we're operating like clockwork. So that would be my advice.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you can't take it, you can't take it. But um,
But nothing out of the ordinary is happening. It's very
yeah,
typical, you know?
yeah, and that's kind of what I'm getting at too. Is just that there isn't, to me, when I'm on the timeline and everybody's doom posting. I just that's not getting in my head yet. I mean, it's just kind of like this is what usually happens.
The
Um,
sky isn't falling, guys. It's not over
no,
yet.
it's not over yet.
The fat lady hasn't sung even yet, dude.
Yeah. So if you're if you have conviction in something, probably not a bad time to start loading up, DCAing, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
Um,
whatever the hell it is you kids do nowadays.
yeah. So, but it is kind of like it is a different vibe, when everything's red.
Mhm.
We saw it last. I guess that was last week. There was a lot of infighting on on crypto Twitter. Then we had a couple green days, so everybody chilled out a little bit. So I haven't really been on the socials today, so I'm sure that we'll see. I'm sure the finger pointing and the fighting will begin again, but hopefully not.
Yeah, whenever the price is down, people get feral, bro.
Yeah, they do. They get mad. I guess they're like, well, I'm gonna stop
Someone
looking
has
at
to
the
be
chart.
fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Someone has
stop
to be
looking
a
at the
fault.
charts and start, whipping some asses. So,
Dude,
but yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, that is my hope, is that I think this is a really strong resistance. I mean, not resistance. This is a really strong support area. Um, so hold the line.
that's right, fellas. Hold the line. Hold the line.
But
Uh,
we can talk about something that's not doom and gloom.
do we have anything that's not doom and gloom?
We got a couple things. I'll just say now, don't worry, I got my little burner wallet pulled up here. Equalizer had a little UI update. Super clean. Everything's moving really fast. If you're familiar with Equalizer or like the community or whatever, that's typically like one of the only complaints people would have about Equalizer is just kind of like the UI, it's this, it's that. But they've kind of taken, it's kind of based off like what their UI already was, but it's just, it's a little more sleek. But the important thing is that everything just runs really smooth now and really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put in like a little one Fantom buy order, and you're seeing over here, this is like aggregator figuring out quotes and prices and stuff. Going over to the liquidity page. So yeah, good job on that, guys. I had a tweet about it that basically I was out of town when they first like updated it, and I was using MetaMask Mobile, which when it came to Equalizer in the past, I kind of dreaded. It's like it was like kind of like an extra pain
Yeah.
to use Equalizer with mobile or whatever. So I gotta say, I was like, damn, like I hopped on and it was just like, boom.
Nice and
So
efficient on mobile, huh? I don't do anything on mobile, dude. I get too scared.
yeah, I mean, it was like lightning fast, and I had no clue they were doing an update. So
Right on.
yeah, so I meant to touch on that. I mean, it's I guess it was about 10 days ago. But nice work on that. That was
Great
just
job,
like,
Equalizer.
yes, that was awesome. Because I don't know about you. I mean, you're saying you don't ever do anything on mobile. I tend to not do anything on mobile unless I just have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some problems with MetaMask before on my phone, and I got kind of nervous, so I just stopped using it. I'm waiting for a good, strong mobile solution to come out before I start doing it more. But I have played a little bit with Equalizer recently, and yeah, I like that it's a lot faster now. You guys know I have a very old. It doesn't seem old to me, but I guess it's an old computer. So sometimes these apps can be problems. But yeah, it is a lot faster, which is key for me. The only thing I'd want, look, I guess I'm just gonna be negative here. I'm gonna complain. The only thing I'd want is if all of my rewards were just in that rewards tab, or maybe they are, and I'm just confused.
Yeah, they typically are.
I'm just dumb. Never mind. Forget it. I went to the liquidity pool to claim my rewards like an idiot.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's I guess like to the untrained eye, or if you weren't familiar with it, it's kind of got like the same format and everything,
Mhm.
so they didn't do anything crazy with like overhauling, it's just that everything's just, way faster, a little sleeker. So yeah, we needed that.
Yeah.
I do have another thing that's not doom and gloom.
Hit me with it, dude.
This is pretty positive actually, because we've been talking about how we've been enjoying the small cap
Mhm.
meme competition.
Yeah, all our friends
So,
there.
uh, our friend Helder here, they already had a bunch of sponsors. I think they had about $5,000 or $6,000 in a pot from sponsors. Well,
Mhm.
uh, Goat has stepped in, um, put in a big. I don't know if this tweet said it or not. I think it was 20,000 Phantom or something.
Yeah, I think it might be in the reply, the top
Yeah.
reply.
Um, yeah, 20,000 Phantom added to the pot.
Hell yeah.
So that's pretty intense, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, we got the two-tiered meme system going on here. Uh, I like it though. We got the something to kinda give the smaller memes some more firepower, maybe get them some lift, Make them
yeah,
more
and I
discoverable.
don't know how like the final uh stuff works. I don't know like what the payout system is or
We
anything.
gotta
But
get Helder on to walk us through this, dude.
yeah, yeah,
This
Helder, if
lab
you want to
monkey
come on
shit.
here, we can chat. Right now it is 14 hours ago. Grok versus Cabron. So I think that's
Uh-oh.
also a token related to Helder. So that's
The
a
conflict of interest, dude.
whole thing's rigged so Helder can take the prize. Isn't that what's going on here?
Did he
No,
even win? Did he even win the vote?
let's see. He won his first round, but they're in their second round now. So um yeah, I guess we got this side pretty
Ooh.
much done
It's
here.
it's a tight race and only 9 hours left. Seeing Grok has 53%, Cabron has 46, dude. So, if you're a real Cabron, you need to get out there and you need to start paying people to vote for you.
So yeah, but that's pretty cool. That's actually ended up being like, I mean, that pot's getting pretty significant now. So I mean, 20,000 Phantom on top of another 6,000 USD or something. I mean, I guess people were just chipping in their own tokens and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So shout out to everyone involved with that.
Who's your money
And
on, Dracula? Can we say this? Can we you wanna bet who's gonna make it to the semifinals?
we could take a look through here. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at this chart. I'm guessing this is kind of like an updated chart
Just
since
a
it's
meme
got like the next
research,
round. Um, so Croc, Brown, Angel, Shrimp. I like the Phantom Shrimp. That's been a pretty interesting project where um I think they truly just I think it started as a Twitter account, I think, and then he ended up putting out a token. Obviously it's called the Phantom Shrimp because it's, the little guys. But they've grinded pretty hard. That's looking pretty good. Um, not familiar with Bruh. Are you? Have you heard of Bruh?
Bruh, I have not seen or heard of Bruh token, but I'm placing it above the Trump one because the Trump one just seems a little bit less original. I mean, I guess Trump is also launching his own token, I heard, so, I mean, he might you might run into some problems there.
Well, I think that's kind of like you get some of these memes where they end up launching on every chain in some form, like
Uh-huh.
Pepe or um so but I've heard a bit about that Trump token. It's pretty funny. It seems like it's doing all right. Down here, SS, is that Super Saiyan?
I hope it's Super Saiyan. I hope it's not the other SS.
Let's see if it yeah. Yeah, they're mixing SS with what's the guy's name? Goku?
Super Saiyan Phantom.
Okay. All
That
right.
is Goku. That is in fact Goku.
Okay, and I almost called him Groku, but I figured you would help me with that. And then Love down here. Now Love is from a little ways back, if I remember correctly. Um, so I haven't heard much on them lately, but I do remember they were kind of around that first sort of meme pop. which was like beginning of 2023 or so. So we have let's see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, we lost Corville for a second. I'm guessing he'll be back in there shortly. So we got Love over here on the right side. Of course, most of us are familiar with Speed. I think Speed's probably got a pretty good.
That is so
Hey, welcome
weird.
back.
That was so weird. It acted like my internet went out, but anyway.
Well,
What
I'm
was
back
that
on the.
again?
I'm over on the right side now.
The Nazi tokens.
Yeah, we're out of the anime SS
Okay,
token.
so Speed,
Yeah, I feel like
Beppe.
Speed's got to have a pretty good shot at this thing. I mean, they're pretty well known. They're putting out memes every day. They're
Yeah,
on the grind.
I got a QR code from them at Austin, so they got boots on the ground. They got soldiers out there, so I think they might be up to something. I think they might be cooking for real. Much more so than B Pepe, which I did not get a sticker from at Consensus, so I can't vouch for him.
B Pepe's been around for a minute, but I don't really like see a lot of them on my timeline or anything. Which it looks like they left F Tails behind.
Oh shit! And F Tails made a game, so B Pepe's got to
F-Tails
have
had a whole
something.
game, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah. So Blue Pepe's got to have something going for him.
Yeah.
Now, similarly, Versus, I have never heard of, nor have I heard of Snell. Actually, I have not heard a single one of these except Beer. I've heard of Beer.
Okay, well, Versus is like a gaming thing where it's like gaming competitions and tournaments and stuff. So they've been around. They're kind of newer, I guess. Now Snell, if you guys don't know about Snell, I gotta tell you, I was interested in Snell early because they're live streaming snails racing. Kind of
Oh,
like,
okay.
that meta we had where they were like racing hamsters and horses and, they got actual snails and they live stream it. What they did was, this is actually kind of funny. Let me see if I can just open them up in another tab here. They made like, what they did was they like made snails that represent like different projects.
Go.
So you have like a snail.
Escargot. There it is. Right
Where was
above
that?
Syl the Mushy, next to Fantom Versus.
Oh, okay, there we go. This is actually pretty funny.
Escargot.
Yeah, so what they did was they have this, they have this art. Let me see if I can find like one of their recent. So this green was representing Tin Hat Cat, back-to-back winners in the last two races.
Hell
So
yeah.
he's getting the ball out. He's eating an avocado, that looks like, or is it a cucumber? Yeah, he's eating a cucumber because he won. So, but yeah, like right here. So yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like you place bets. So they have Pooh, Go-Go, F-Dog, Cabron, F-Sonic, Speed, Tin Hat, Fanty, Chill, and Bay. So they have snails representing all of these, and they race, and they have a token called Snell, and you use that to bet on the snails.
All right, on. There's a throwback to the hamster races, but with snails.
Yeah, so
They're so slow.
that's pretty funny to me, to be honest. I mean, that's pretty.
I like it. I like that they get a little slice of cucumber when they win. Encourages them to work hard.
Yeah, I remember I talked to the guy when he was putting it together, and yeah, he said that when your snail won, I think they stream on Kick, like the races, and it was something about like when your snail, if your snail wins, it's like chilling on the stream all week, and it gets a bunch of special food, and it gets like swagged out and everything.
That's awesome, dude.
So
That's animal. That's not animal cruelty. That's animal friendship right there.
Yeah, so I guess
sports.
The Tin Hat Cat snail is living the dream 2 weeks in a row.
Hell yeah. Now, next up is A Goat versus Beer. Is A Goat like another? Do they race goats?
Now, if I'm correct, A Goat stands for, it's like Goat Army.
Okay. Goat Army.
When the goat, before Phantom Goat had a token, there was like a handful of these. You know what I mean? Where people were already trying to kind of jump on like having a goat token. So I guess S Goat crushed a lot of dreams because they were like, well, now I have a goat token, and now there's an actual token of the Phantom Goat.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's Goat Army. Now, one sock I am not familiar with.
One sock. Okay, yeah. I mean, well, they've been relegated to obscurity. They got destroyed by a goat, the Goat Army.
Yeah.
Similarly, beer blew out pub girls, which I mean makes sense. You can't have pub girls without beer, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't need pub girls to have beer.
Of course, I've heard of beer. There's a guy that's in one of the Telegram chats that's famous for anytime anybody says anything, he's like, "Yeah, that's cool. You should sit down and have a beer." It's
That's
a
what you
great,
need.
yeah, it's a great shtick. It's whether people are fighting or talking about football or just enjoying it. It's what would be good with that is a nice beer. Just buy some beer and chill, bro.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then as we get down here, Ruggy, which is a pretty good name for a meme token, if you ask me.
I really like that one already. I'm a big fan of Ruggy. Not as an endorsement or anything, but just as a name. It makes me think that they're definitely gonna rug, just like that one guy who said, definitely not gonna, what was his name? I'm definitely not gonna rug. And then he immediately did for like 20K.
Was that the guy that also was like, I have no hands. I actually can't sell.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ruggy, Eggman. I've heard of Eggman. I don't know a lot about it. I think that one's been around for a while though. And then at the very bottom here, Shrooms and Fuck 'em, which I also am not familiar with either of those.
I'm familiar with Shrooms.
And
You're not this one.
And you know what's wild about Fantom is that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's at least 200 or 300 other tokens. You got the meme competition, and then you got the small cap thing going on here, and then you still probably got 200 tokens that are not being accounted for.
Yeah, I was thinking I don't see Fanty on here. I didn't see Fanty compete in this.
I think they. Okay, is Lucky the same as Fanty? Kind of got like that ghost cat. I thought that was maybe that's what it was. I think it was in.
So I'm looking at Sil the Mushy. Look, I'm gonna send this to you. He's kind of freaking me out. He's kind of weirding me out a little bit, dude.
Let's see here.
Their Twitter account.
Oh, okay.
Look at this picture, dude. This little elf guy. No, thank you. I hope Shrooms. I hope Ruggy beats Shrooms just because I don't want to look at this little guy again. I don't want him coming across my screen.
Let's see here. Yeah, I was gonna toss it up, but
no offense to Shrooms. Okay. Yeah. Let me see this Lucky guy here. Okay.
So he says no Fancy, no idea why. Yeah, that's maybe someone can clear that up for us because Lucky looks a lot like Fanty. I don't know.
Lucky, speak up, defend yourself. That's what I gotta say. Lucky Cat FTM. Yeah, that's not it.
Okay,
it's a different guy.
All right, so it's something else.
Yeah, my $50 I threw into Fancy. It's over for me. Again, I'm never gonna financially recover from these last 6 months.
Oh man,
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, so I mean, we could also see if there's any. Like I said, I haven't really been around today much. Being on the East Coast, waking up.
Yeah, what have you been doing, dude? What have you been spending your time doing if not looking at meme coins all day?
Yeah, well, it's because I do it all night and then I wake up.
Holy shit, Pedro was number 3.
Yeah, so
the MTV token, Mr. Clean, drop a link. Well, I guess they won't let you drop a link there. Never mind. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I've seen the MTV token. I think that's on Degen Express. He posted some.
Degen Express is down today.
Oh, well, that could be a problem if you're a token on there. But yeah, wow, what's going on here? What happened to Hoops? Hoops was like dominating first place there for what seemed like a while. and yeah, it's down to 5. We haven't had any new entrants. We're still at 11. So from our last stream, F Dog was the newest. Still in there, but we.
I guess Pedro is the newest entrance, right?
Oh well, yeah, you're correct on that. Sorry. Yeah. So Steve says thoughts on Pedro. To be honest, it's I don't know. It's we've talked about this before. How it seems like this cycle you kind of have two forms of meme coins, right? You have the meme coins that kind of come out with you know, you have the meme coins that launch with decent money behind it and big liquidity. And I guess we've referred to it before as like corporate memes. And that's kind of the vibe I got. I mean, obviously they the same day they launched, they had the day before they launched, Rand Newer had a little teaser tweet. The day they launched, they had a Spaces with Mario Nawfal. So that's a pretty big, like boom, here we are. But it just goes to show you that, you have that kind of more like corporate or VC or money backed launch, or you have more of like, something like a MOG or whatever, where it was more organic and then some money gets into it once it's kind of got like some organic movement on its own. I mean, if you look at this list here, I mean, like Tin Hat Cat's kind of like that, right? Like it was kind of just all organic, and as it got hype, then money starts coming into it and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think that people are trying to see if that will like bring attention to Fantom. And it's kind of a new thing, so we're still seeing how that actually affects the network. For instance, I don't know, like if you look at something like Sonic Goat, that kind of had just the account and everything. It kind of had some traction before it ever launched a token. So it's kind of had like a bit of, it's kind of had a little more staying power. Like people actually, hear about people that know about Phantom but don't really use it, know about Sonic Goat, sorry. So like for instance, somebody that's, on another L1 or whatever, like people I talk to, it's like Sonic Goat's a thing. They know about that. Do people know about like Speedy and Pedro, which kind of had like similar launches? Like doesn't really feel like they do so much. That's more of like network centric. So I guess it can be hit or miss. Like I said, Sonic Goat did seem to kind of like bring some people looking at the chain and, some new people, new money coming in, people messing around. So I guess it's yet to be seen. I believe the Pedro approach is like more like, hey, we're going to try to get like KOLs and all that stuff, go down that path. So it's still, I guess it's still kind of new. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the Pedro thing is kind of indicative of in the most positive. The most positive way to look at it is the Pedro thing would mean that people with money are looking to launch meme tokens on Fantom, which it could be good, right? Just more participants entering the system as ones that have capital. It's pretty good usually. But like Dracula's saying, it's also not like the typical, like what people generally think of for like a meme token, where it's like a small little community thing, just because of the amount of firepower it came in with. Like, usually, right, like they are fundraising with the initial capital, right? And so when you're doing like a meme token, you're like, once we hit this amount of money, then we can, buy an ad or whatever. We'll buy all the ads on 4chan or whatever once we have this much market cap. But this guy came out hot, dude. He came out hot with a huge X space. So, yeah, I think, it could be good. As long as it just brings more eyes on Fantom, hopefully in a good way, but any way that people can start looking, Benny says, problem is they're not market participants that stay. It's all mercenary capital that burns eco. IMO. That is true. It's difficult to get people to stay. That's a typical problem just in crypto in general, right? Like we say mercenary capital, right? And I've been thinking about this term for a good while. Dracula, let me just hear what you say. We're getting a little philosophical, a little abstract here, but mercenary capital, right? I I really been considering a lot, and like at the end of the day, isn't like all capital mercenary? Like it just wants to go where the money is. Like if you are managing capital, I have no loyalty to like Bank of America. All right, I don't give a fuck about Bank of America. Like I don't care about them at all. I only want them as so far as they serve me. Um, and it's the same with like any financial transaction. Um, that may be counter to kind of how a lot of blockchain networks develop and socially and culturally, but uh, I don't know. What do you think, Dracula? Do you think there is like a way to really mitigate people like mercenary cap? Like you'd have to have like another reason to stay other than just the money, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, and I think that when people mention mercenary capital, like in this case, um, I think it depends on like what you're trying to accomplish, right? So yeah,
I
and I
suppose so,
see
yeah.
that in this, and I do agree with this point, that sometimes like if the point is to bring people in and try to retain new users and get new users, sometimes these events like this, that's when we call it mercenary capital because like let's say, like I said, for instance, Sonic Go, had some staying power. People came to the chain. It seems like some people stuck around. It seems like so if the goal of that was to kind of like have a big meme coin that brought eyes and participants and all that stuff, then mission accomplished. Um, but when you have something like maybe like more of like a Pedro launch, where it's just kind of like a 1 day big boom, maybe some people, I mean, not maybe, people obviously came over that day to trade it. But then what happens after?
Mhm.
Did it bring people? Did it have staying power? Did it, now obviously Pedro's a project, so I'm sure in their eyes that's not the only thing they're concerned about, right? I'm sure that's not the only thing they care about is did we, get people to Phantom or not. But yeah, I view mercenary capital the same, where it's like you might have like a marketing technique or a marketing event or whatever, um, and people just come. Like for instance, like the Solidly Wars, that was a good example, right?
Mhm.
In my opinion, that ended up it actually kind of hurt Phantom at the time. We shot up to number 2 or 3 at one point in TVL. I mean, it was getting nuts. But a lot of people just came in and vamped and left, you know, and it kind of like it hurt a lot of the price action. It hurt some protocols. So yeah, there's two sides to the coin for sure. Um, so yeah, I do think that there are cases where like mercenary capital could be beneficial. But it can be harmful. It can like stall progress, that kind of stuff too.
You know what
Um,
we could do at Phantom, right? All right, Dracula, follow me on this one, okay? This is getting a little weird. All right, so if you're a freaking Phantom gangster right now, OG, original gangster, Phantom, okay? Dracula, you, me, the 6, 7 guys in chat right now, all right? They each get a freaking specialty NFT, right? And
yeah,
then when big players come into Phantom and then they bounce early, we hit them with an exit tax, bro. Just like the US government does. Like when you come in and get citizenship, but then you try to leave, we're like, okay, that's fine, but you just got to pay 20% of everything that you have on Phantom right now.
I like that idea. Yeah, it's like there's only one way to bridge out, and
Yeah.
if you
Now,
come
now
in,
you could avoid this by staying on the network for 3 years or something. I don't know.
yeah, you come in for 1 day and make gains, you're gonna pay the toll.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably the most effective way to handle this. Some sort of exit tax, some sort of tariff system, uh, a little economic protectionism. No reason why we can't borrow from systems that have historically worked. You know?
There you go. That's an idea. So yeah, you hop in for a day, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you got to pay 10% before you get back to Ethereum or wherever
Yeah.
you were heading out of.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, you want to use our services, you want to use our infrastructures, you want to use our equal, you want to use my VE equal, to get 50% returns. Then I deserve 20% of that.
Yep, it's decentralization at its finest.
Yeah. Well, we decentrally came up to this conclusion.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna submit the proposal to governance, and then
yeah,
we can see where it goes.
yeah, and you should get yourself a cut of that too. So
Well,
like one
obviously, I'll
percent.
take 5% of everything.
Yeah,
Like, here, I did the hard work of coming up with this idea.
there you go. So yeah, I mean, but we were having a conversation the other day. For instance, like I think the meme comp is a good idea. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I will say that on the Mario Spaces, they did kind of open it up with being like, "Hey, there's a token that's coming out today," but it did actually put eyes on the meme competition, and
Mhm.
it said, "Hey, these guys are launching today because there's this meme competition on Phantom. A lot of you might not know what that is, but they're doing this big thing. They're giving away 10 million SFTMX." Um, so when it comes to marketing and stuff, you kind of have to you got to try some stuff, don't you? I mean,
Yeah. You gotta throw everything at the wall, see what sticks.
yeah, I mean, like a lot of people criticize the Ava Labs thing they just did on Avalanche for their meme stuff, and it's like, but hey, they're trying stuff. It did bring some attention to the network. Um, I think we're better for having this meme competition than the possible negatives that come along with it.
I agree with you. I think the meme competition, whatever, I don't think it could do really any damage. I think it can only do good. The worst that could happen is it kinda just fizzles, but I think it's going pretty strong, and I think, we could just support it even a little bit more. Let's go out and make some TikToks about it, Dracula. Let's
Oh,
launch some more memes.
we're
Should
gonna
we
go on the
revisit Crocs? Should we do another one?
yeah, we
Maybe we
might
do it
have
off
to.
stream so we don't get brutally murdered immediately on launch.
Yeah, and that would be funny. One croc,
Croc Redux. Crocs
croc
Reloaded.
redux. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. We could run it back with like an actual like fair. Make sure it doesn't
Yeah.
get sniped to oblivion.
Yeah, that was so demoralizing. It was like a releasing like a dove and watching it get, like, gunned down immediately.
Fly free.
Explode in the side, yeah. Um, but yeah, man, I think the meme competition is good. I think, we just need more memes, dude. We just need a shitload more memes, dude. Now, I think we just gotta get people to realize, we just gotta target these Solana losers. Solana's down really bad, Phantom's down pretty bad, but we gotta target these Solana people and get them over because it's so much more of a pleasant experience to trade in and out of these things on Phantom than it is on Solana. I don't know if you ever used Radium
Mm,
over on Solana.
don't even. Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna look. We're
Radiant makes me
positive.
mad
I
just
like to
thinking
support
about
every
it.
blockchain, every crypto project out there. It's hard. You're doing great work, but Radium fucking sucks, dude.
Radium shows you the power of first mover.
Yeah.
Like, because it has to be the worst decks in Web3.
It's honestly incredible how bad it could be still,
Yep.
'cause it's you could just fork almost any other text at
Well,
this point.
yeah, we got that going for us. You get some
Mhm.
Solana people over, maybe they're like, man, this is a silky smooth experience compared to all my TXs failing and waiting for pages to load for 45 seconds and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Price updated while it was loading, so it has to reload again. Updated again, so it has to reload again.
Yeah, and I agree with this. I actually use BonkBot pretty much anytime I'm, doing anything.
Ah,
Yeah, BonkBot is actually
ah.
really, really nice.
Well, look, I
Um,
like that on Phantom, I don't have to install Chinese malware in order to use my Chinese malware blockchain.
that's a good point. It also, it's like sometimes you're forced to use Radium because it's like, hey, there's an airdrop or there's this or that, and you have no choice. So
Dude, Dracula, you're the mercenary capital.
I'm the real mercenary
You're the
capital
mercenary, dude.
here.
I'm trying to think of a famous mercenary. I can't think of one. It's just you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean that is, and I think that's something you could think about is the user experience on Phantom is a million times better than a lot of things
Mhm.
out there. So, and Sonic's only going to get even smoother. So,
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
The only issue now with Phantom is when you're trying to bridge to Phantom, um, it's a little weird.
What, just like
I don't know.
liquidity or?
Maybe I'm just stupid. I just feel like it's a little weird now, just kind of bridging anywhere because it's USD season. It makes me nervous.
Yeah, I mean, it took a little time to. I One thing I like, I don't know if anyone here has used it, but if you don't, you should. Is I just pretty much use Squid Router for like everything,
Yeah.
um, and it's not like a wrapped bridge
Mhm.
kind of deal. It's like it's basically just like liquidity on the chains, and you could say, hey, I want to send USDC from base and move it to Phantom, but I want it to pop into my wallet as Phantom, which that's nice.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, check that out. I've been using that forever. Of course, then you got stuff like Layer Zero, but I believe Stargate is winding down their Phantom side of things. So
Oh.
I would definitely check out Squid Router if you're looking for like a good bridge solution going
All
forward.
right. So here's our plan, guys. So what we're gonna do? Clip what I'm about to say.
Oh,
All
I'm
right. So
scared
what
now.
we're gonna do is we're gonna go to every we're gonna go to pump.fun and we're gonna spam on every meme. We're gonna spam meme box degen.express. We're gonna this clip, we're gonna link them to Phantom Talk and we're gonna say uh fuck radium, come use equalizer, come use Beethoven. It's way faster, it's way easier. And just use Squid Rotter to get there. It's just that simple.
There you go.
Squid Wowda from Solana to Phantom, and then hit up the Degen box or the Degen Express, the meme box, whatever. Getting mixed up. They'll figure
There
it
you go.
out. Clip
Yeah.
that.
Clip it.
Clip that. Just drop it everywhere. And I'm telling you guys, we're gonna see a golden dawn of still mercenary capital, but maybe a little stickier.
Yeah, maybe it'll be sticky. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe it'll be stickier because they need me to tell them how to get here, so they'll need me to tell them how to get out.
They'll come over and say, "Find Corval." Who is that
No,
guy?
don't find me. You have that news story about the guy that got freaking robbed, bro, for his tokens. I
Yeah,
don't want that
man.
to happen to me,
They might come and take your cat.
dude. No way. They wouldn't want this thing.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we got today. Thanks for hanging around. Hopefully by the end of this week we get some better market sentiment. We'll pray
Yeah.
for that.
Hopefully, I need it.
Yeah. So otherwise we're gonna have to start trading 1 minute charts and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's gonna get real ugly.
I'm gonna be eating beans till September.
I'll send you a case of beans, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll get that in the mail today, actually.
Help me get through the summer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I had fun. You had fun, Track? I had a good time on this one.
Had a great time. So now you can go hit the green.
Yeah, I'll go hit my putting green here for a little bit.
But yeah, per usual, episodes and streams on Phantom Talk on X, YouTube, GM_Sonic. Anywhere you get podcasts, you can get our episodes. We don't always put the streams on. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But you can listen to us there. The episodes that we record always go on there for sure. So, and
Right.
With that said, we will see you guys later this week.
Awesome. We'll see you guys later. Adios.